Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith, and I'd like to welcome you to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 7 years. This call is geared for the entrepreneur inside of you, the part of you that wants to grow and succeed. Here, you will not only learn business skills, but also life skills that will take you to the next level. I have the honor and privilege to introduce the creator and host of this call, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Some of you may have already heard of his many accolades in the world of network marketing, but for those of you who have never heard him speak, you are in for quite the experience. Romacio is an extremely successful international entrepreneur, as well as a sought-after leader, trainer, coach, and mentor. Romacio not only teaches others, but he himself applies what he teaches through his intense focus and dedication that has allowed him to achieve unprecedented success. In the 7 years I've known Romacio, I've seen him build a team of over 750,000 people. He's done over $2 billion in sales. I've seen him break records in network marketing and become one of the world's top MLM income earners. Although Romacio loves the network marketing industry, over the last several years, Romacio shifted gears and entered the commodities and finance world. This change was not by choice, but rather he was guided by God to take this new uncharted path. Using his strong faith and work ethic, he has excelled at this industry as well, opening up doors of expansion that he would have never known existed if he had not followed God's instructions. Having said that, his true love is still to share his experiences and knowledge to help others achieve their goals. He is here today to do what he does best, lay out success principles and strategies in a way that's simple and easy to understand. His goal is to bless people with the knowledge he's accumulated through his own life experience and to be an example for everyone of how consistent faith can bring great success. Over the last 3 years I've worked with him, I've seen miracles occur right in front of us because of his strong, growing faith. He has been an example for me throughout the years, and I'm honored to get to work with him day in and day out. Romacio is here on this call today to serve you, to teach you, to enlighten you. I recommend that you grab a pen and paper and get ready for what he has in store for you today. Whether this call enlightens you or provides confirmation of what you already know, you're going to want to take notes. Without further ado, let me get out of the way and introduce your millionaire mentor, marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Are you there?
Absolutely. I am here. Thank you so much, Meredith. Happy Mother's Day to you and to all the ladies out there all across the world. Those of you that may have children and those of you that may not have children, but I'm quite sure you're still a mother to someone for the presence that you occupy on earth, the advice that you give to people. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Listen, guys, I am back again. We're back again with another edition of the Sunday Keep It Pro training call. Really, really excited to get into today's message. But before I do, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge many of our first-time listeners. Listen, we've been doing this call for over 7 years. 7 years, every Sunday, the same time on this same number. This is where you will find us every Sunday, 4 o'clock Pacific, right here, right now, and it's absolutely free. You say, well, what's this call about? Ladies and gentlemen, this call is absolutely free, and this call is intended to teach you two specific things. Number one, we will teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever business or whatever job you're promoting. Whether it's a small, medium, or large or extra large business, makes no difference at all. We will teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever it is that you got your hands on. That's number one. The second intention for this call, we don't only just teach specific skills, ladies and gentlemen, but we also teach life skills as well. Several people have asked in the past, why do we teach life skills and why do we have an emphasis not just on specific skills, but why do we also emphasize life skills as well? Well, I love to give one classic example. It takes specific skills to get your money up, right? To make money, to become successful, to become rich and wealthy. It does take skill. Absolutely, it does. But what would it do you if you gained a whole bunch of money, but you didn't have the life skills to know how to keep the money, how to grow the money, right? So I remember when I was in my early 20s, made millions of dollars, and whoop, just before you know it, I lost millions of dollars as well. What was the difference? The difference was is I had specific skills, but I had not acquired the necessary life skills at that time to be able to sustain the money that I had coming in. So needless to know, I lost it. So listen, this is why we teach both of these, specific skills and also life skills, all right? This call, as I said a moment ago, it's absolutely free. This call is open to anyone. It doesn't matter your religious background, your race, your gender. It doesn't matter whether you're domestic or internationally. This call is for you. As the last thing I'll tell you, this call is always recorded and it's always uploaded to our YouTube channel. You can find it Romacio Fulcher. Once again, Romacio Fulcher right there on YouTube, or sometimes you can find it on Facebook. But I want to encourage you, specifically if this is your first, second, or third time, man, listen, being an entrepreneur is not easy, but it's probably the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It's probably been the most rewarding decision I've ever made in my entire life. I'm 45 years young today, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17. So I don't know everything, but I got a few tricks up my sleeve I certainly can teach you for sure. So I want to encourage you. Come one, come all. Let all your friends know. This is a free call open to all of you. Whether you listen to it live or you listen to the replay, makes me no different. This call is customized, intended specifically for you. Now, what I want to do, guys, I am itching to get into today's theme. Today's theme is something that is very, very dear to me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Did I tell you I love it? And we're going to talk about energy, effort, and urgency. That is the theme of today's call. But just before we dive in, let me remind you what the theme of this year is, the theme of 2023. Do you remember? This is the year of right now. Once again, 2023 is the year of right now. Every single Sunday since the beginning of the year, we've told everyone this is the year of right now. It is up to you to decode, to translate, to interpret. What does the two words right now mean for you? That is between you and God. I want to encourage you to get to the meeting, get to the meeting between you and God and ask him, well, how do these two words apply to me? Because God came to me with those two words, and I was bold enough, courageous enough to say, Lord, I'll take it to the world and let them know that you told me to tell everybody this is the year of right now. Now, let's get to today's theme. Now that you know the year's theme, let's zero in and focus on what today's theme is: energy, effort, and urgency. I want to caution you, if you're listening with us, every topic that we cover every Sunday, it's not by accident. I don't want you to think that, this is just some accidental topic that we're on. No. Since the beginning of January 1st, 2023, when God shared with me that this was the year of right now, it is incumbent upon me. It is my responsibility as the leader of this platform to make sure that what we are discussing is in line with the intended purpose of this year. That means every topic that has been and that will be discussed is not accidental, but rather it is intentional. So it's no accident that today, here we are at the midway, almost at the midway point of the year, almost at the halfway point of the year, not quite there, but almost there. And we're talking about something that I just love: energy, effort, and urgency. Now, let's go ahead and dive in. If you got a pen and paper, grab one, but don't beat yourself up if you're not able to keep up and write down every word I'm saying. Don't forget, this call is recorded. But I want to encourage you, for the next 20, 30 minutes, listen closely, listen intensely. Listen with the purpose of saying, hey, I'm expecting to get something out of this call. Don't just be here to be entertained. Don't be here because I've known Romacio since he was 5 years old. I love to support him. No. Be here for yourself. Be here intentionally. Be here with the focus of wanting to get something from this call. You ready? Here we go. Listen, ever since I was a little boy, don't ask me why. Each of us are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. Each of us have a purpose, and we're made with a purpose and for a purpose. And I got to tell you, ever since I was a little bitty boy, I've always been a kid with an enormous amount of energy. I mean, it all started, my dad used to tell me, he said, son, you have so much raw energy that the moment you learn how to channel it, you are going to be dangerous. I mean, now imagine me as a kid. I didn't know what to make of that statement as my dad is telling me that. But I just know I was one of those kids that never wanted to go to sleep. I was afraid I would miss stuff. I always wanted to have fun. And, you know, as they call me, Mr. Fun and Games, I'm always playing, having a good time and smiling and just a happy-go-lucky kid. But I always just also someone that just had an insatiable, enormous amount of energy. Don't know where I got it from. I used to think it was maybe my candy bars I would eat. I don't know. It's just my personality. And I never knew that my dad was right. The moment that I learned how to channel that energy, I would be dangerous. Now, I don't know if I've quite figured that out as of yet, but I can tell you what I have noticed is that no matter whatever I'm involved in, any job, any business, any project that I'm involved in, I bring an enormous amount of energy to that place, to that thing I'm doing. Now, listen, I know that you probably think this is a very simple word that I'm talking about, but I'm going to try and take you a little bit deeper today to get you to understand some things about this one word that it's a big deal. It's gigantic. It's something that we talk about it, but I think oftentimes many of you kind of belittle it. I think many people belittle how important your energy is. Listen to me. Write this down for me. Life is energy. Life is energy. Now, as you're sitting there and you're thinking about the miracle that you're expecting to happen in your life, whether that's a financial miracle, whether that's a health miracle, or whether it's a relationship miracle, or whether it's any other type of miracle, I want you to understand, write this down. The miracle, write this down, let's say it together. The miracle that I'm expecting is attracted to my energy. The miracle that I'm expecting is attracted to my energy. No, we're not talking about the secret. This is not no secret. I'm giving you some principles. This is very important. The miracle that I'm expecting is attracted to my energy. I want you to write that down. I want you to really get a good understanding of that. One more time. The miracle that I'm expecting is attracted to my energy. Very, very important. I want you to really, really understand today that your energy will either attract or repel the miracle that you're looking for. Your energy. So you got to understand that the reason why it's important for you to open up your mouth, you know, God created us in his image and in his likeness. And one of the things that he requires of us is to open up our mouth and speak. And when I say speak, you need to declare, you need to speak things that aren't as though they are. Listen, write this down. God gave you the ability as he's partnering with you. God is partnering with you. And the only way God can get things done in the earth, he needs a human vessel. He needs you. God can't get anything done in the earth without you. God controls heaven, but man is who's running the earth. So when you want to get something accomplished or get something done, God needs you. He needs you. That's why I love the fact that he made a pact. He made a covenant. When Noah built the ark, God said, never again will he wash away mankind because he's pissed off. He'll never do that again. So now, because of God, the God that we serve is a just God, and that he made a covenant with us, he needs you to get things done in the earthly realm. Listen, what does that have to do? The miracle that you're expecting, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you in Africa, you in China, you in Japan, you in Hawaii, you in Malaysia, listen, you in the Philippines, listening to me right now, you in America, I'm talking to you. He needs you. Did anybody ever tell you that the miracle that you're expecting requires your participation? And one of the things that God has said that we must do, we must open our mouth and co-create. Write that down. I must open my mouth and co-create the husband that I've been dreaming of. I must open my mouth and co-create the wife or the girlfriend that I've been dreaming of. I must open my mouth and co-create the finances that I know are on the way to me right now. I must open my mouth and co-create the promotion, the environment, the way my children are going to be saved, flowing with the Holy Spirit, all running throughout them. I must open my mouth and co-create. Listen, write it down, circle it. We're going somewhere today. I want you to understand that your energy attracts your miracle. Now, I didn't know this when I was a little kid. I just had a lot of energy. Want to stay up all night, have a good time, fun, right? That's just me. Happy. That's just me. Always want to play games, always want to laugh. That's just me. I never knew that had anything to do with my life. I didn't know what I know now. And what I'm sharing with all of you is I want you to really get a good understanding of this. The miracle that you're expecting. The miracle that you're expecting. Your energy is going to attract it. Your energy. So when we talk about energy, guys, remember what I'm sharing with you. Life is energy. Life is energy. Life is energy. Life is energy. You can have all the goals and dreams in the world. You can have all the ambition and all the, wonderful dream boards of things that you want to accomplish in this lifetime. But if you don't have any energy, I've got bad news for you. You're not going anywhere. Life is energy. Life is energy. Life is energy. Now, energy is something that you can control. As long as you don't have a severe medical illness or ailment, energy is something that you can control. Let me say it again. I said as long as you do not have a life-threatening medical illness or ailment, your energy is something that you can control. Your energy. Let me just take you through a few things. When we look at energy from a nutrition standpoint, the foods that we eat do have an impact. And you know it. Come on, the foods that we eat, guys. And I'm no perfect saint about eating perfectly. I'm not. I've eaten McDonald's and all sorts of things that I shouldn't have eaten. And I don't try to make those things a habit. But I'm letting you know that food is like gasoline to a car. The food that you eat is your fuel to your body. So food does matter. Again, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to say don't have a good time with your birthday cake, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just letting you know that nutrition at some point does play a scientific, factual level amongst your energy levels. Now, please don't think that I'm just talking to myself today. Just maybe I'm talking to you. Ask yourself, if life is energy and the food that we eat is our fuel, right now, is your tank full, medium, or empty? Is your tank full, medium, or empty? based upon the food or the fuel that you're putting inside your tank. Then I want to encourage you to really take a deep dive today and ask yourself, can I do a better job? If my energy attracts my miracle, can I do a better job with the nutrition or the food that I'm consuming? Why are you asking yourself this? Because your energy is something that you can control. Be careful of the toxicity that you take in. If you keep taking it in over and over and over and over and over and over and over, eventually you become toxic on the inside. And even though good thoughts may come that may pass through your brain, unfortunately, you're hampered because you don't have any energy. Because, again, when you take in all the toxic, there's toxins in everything that we take. But the picture I'm trying to paint to you is to become more aware of what you're consuming. Become more aware of what you're consuming. Become more aware of what you're consuming. I'm letting you know, whether you're white, black, purple, orange, green, it doesn't matter what your religious background is or what your ethnicity is. I'm letting you know, it doesn't matter whether you're on the right side of the aisle or the left side of the aisle. None of that matters. I'm giving you an absolute fact that life is energy. Life is energy. And your energy is something that you can control. So homework assignment number 1 to all that are listening, write this down. I want you to take inventory of your energy. It doesn't matter what your age is. Take inventory of your energy right now. I want you to rank or grade your energy. Because this miracle that you're expecting, it can't happen without you. And your energy attracts it. Now, you might be wondering, how does my energy attract it? Write this down. It's called your vibration. Your vibration. Did you ever know, for those of you that are expecting money, you ever know what they call money? Money is called currency. And there's a root word there called current, C-U-R-R-E-N-T, current. Money is called currency. And there's a root word there called current. That means there's a current. Current means to flow. So if you're wanting money to flow your direction, you have to understand there's a frequency. There's a frequency that you need to be putting out in the universe. That's why the Bible says to open your mouth and co-create. I know it may not look like the way you want it to be, but you need to speak the way you want it to be, for one day soon it will be the exact way you spoke it, because God has given you the ability to co-create. No, it's not a magic trick. I'm trying to pull out of you something that God has already planted inside you long before you were ever in your mother's womb. He gave you the ability. You don't have to wait for the tide to turn. You don't have to wait. No, you have the ability to speak, to open your mouth and co-create. When you speak, your ears get a chance to hear your mouth say a thing, declare a thing, profess a thing. When you speak, your ears get a chance to hear the vibration of the sound of your voice. You see, your voice sounds different than my voice. I know many of us don't like the sound of our own voice. At least I know I don't. But nevertheless, I still have to speak. If I call myself a king or you a queen, you have to speak. kings and queens, they open their mouth and make declarations. Because when there's something that happens when your ears get it's called reels. When your ears get a chance to hear your mouth say what it is that you're declaring, what it is that you're expecting, what it is that's going to happen. Remember, you were created in the likeness and in the image of Christ. And all you have to do is agree with God. He's your partner. Co-create. 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 Learn how to co-create the situation you want by opening your mouth and literally declaring, literally speaking things that aren't as though they are. It is a very powerful practice that relates to the miracle you're expecting. You got to open your mouth and speak it, and don't stop speaking it. I'm reminded of a song that I love. It says to say what you heard until you see what you said. Say what you heard until you see what you said. The point that I'm making here, your energy, learn how to co-create. Speak it. Speak financial prosperity over your family. Speak health over your body. Speak restoration to your spirit, to your soul. Speak wholeness. Speak peace. Speak love. Speak joy. Speak patience. Speak temperance. Speak. Open your mouth and co-create. Yes, I'm driving the screw in intentionally because your energy is something that you can control. As long as you don't have a terminally ill ailment or medical condition, it's something that you can control. So question number 1, homework assignment, take inventory over your energy. Right? Now, let's get to my second favorite one. Woo! Woo! Effort. E-F-F-O-R-T. Your effort is something that you can control as well. When we talk about effort, guys, I have to mention this. When we talk about effort, there's something called pride of ownership. Pride, P-R-I-D-E, of ownership. In other words, you should always want whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, you should always want your work, your body of work, for the time that you were there on that project, involved in that thing, with that girl, whatever it was, you should always want your work to be authorized with your signature of excellence. Your effort is something that you can control. That is one of the things that I hold very dear to myself. I have a lot of pride in my effort. When I tell a person I'm going to do a thing, I give it everything that I've got and then some. I got to know that, listen, I've been doing this so long, guys, that it's a part of me. It's in my DNA at this point. It's just who I am. If Romacio is involved, you are going to know he was there. Absolutely. 1,000,000,000%. If Romacio's involved, you are going to feel his presence. Absolutely. I can promise you. It don't matter. We can be shoveling snow. It don't matter. And you can take that to the bank, and that check will cash 24 hours a day. Because, see, I can't control, there are many other factors that I cannot control. But what I can control is my effort. My effort. My effort is controllable. That's controllable. That's controllable. That's something I take pride in. And I'm encouraging you that are listening to me. Here it is, you're expecting a miracle. Have you done? Are you doing all that you can do? You know the slogan, do your best and let God do the rest. But are you doing all that you can do? And in the words, in the words of the great Art Williams, the billionaire, all you can do is all you can do, baby. Say it again, Art. Say it one more time, Art. All you can do is all you can do, because all you can do is enough. You see, what we're talking about, folks, is your effort level. That's controllable by you. Look, you may not be as skilled as him or her at that thing. Now, you may not be as tall or as fat or as short or skinny as them. You look here. I can't compete with Shirley. I can't compete with Frank. But my effort level is something I can't control. That's me versus me every single day. I can control that. What I want you to do is I want you to package this up, and I want you to relate this. Here we are again. We're almost at the halfway point of the year. We told you this is the year of right now. This is the year of right now. And what I'm saying to you so far is life is energy, number one. And you control your energy. Number two, effort. Your effort, you control your effort is number two. Your effort has got to be something that you take great pride in. I mean, great pride. Your mother asked you to clean your room? I'm telling you, do it the best you can. Do it the best you can. If you find yourself washing a car, put that extra little shine on it, right? Oh, yeah, I used to love to wash cars. And, you know, the lady or the guy would say, I don't need the Armor All on my tires. Yes, you do, man. Hold on, sit tight. Let me put this Armor All. I'm not finished yet. Hold on. No, I don't need the armor. Ma'am, just hold on a second. Let me put this Armor All on your tires, because I want you shining when you leave here. What I'm saying, there's got to be some pride in your work. And that's why I'm telling you, your effort is everything. I was talking to one of my spiritual advisors the other day, and he reminded me of his life that he used to live before he finally came to Christ. For he knew that when he would come to Christ, when he did come to Christ, he knew that if he was going to convert and start living his life for Christ, that he would give it the same zeal, the same energy, the same effort that he gave the streets. One more time. He knew that if he was going to start living for Christ, that he was going to put the same zeal, the same energy, the same tenacity, the same pride, the same effort as he did when he was in the street life. So he knew that if he came to the body of Christ, I love his golden words. They should have never let him read the Bible. Because look at him now. The same pride that he had, the same energy and effort that he put into his former life, he's now put into his current life. And oh boy, what a difference it's made. And the same thing can happen to all of you that are listening. I don't know where you are in your life. I don't want you to think that I'm talking to just a person who's maybe down or despair. I'm actually talking to everyone. It doesn't matter what level you're on. This principle that we're talking about right now applies to you. You know, the Bible talks about don't grow weary in well-doing. What does that mean? That means sometimes we begin to do well, and the same hunger, the same effort level that we had when we were hungry, all of a sudden our belly's gotten a little fat, and all of a sudden we've slacked up on our standards. All of a sudden we're not as thirsty, we're not as hungry, we don't have the same fervor, the same zeal, the same, I got to get this done. We don't have the same hunger. And the Bible says, don't grow weary in well-doing. And it simply means just because you're doing well right now, don't begin to start getting weary. that in due season, if you faint not, you will reap what you've sown. So I want to remind you once again, I'm just another way to say the same point. We're talking about your effort. That's something that you can control. That is something that you can control. Be the type of person, if you're not going to do it, say no. Be the type of person, don't allow yourself to get involved in things and you all of a sudden are not going to put forth your best effort. Just say, no, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. No, I can't afford to do that right now. Because you want to save your best work for the things that you say yes to. Because I'm letting you know, it is a powerful compliment when people say your reputation precedes you. When people say your reputation precedes you, that's a very powerful, powerful compliment. Always remember, don't ever let anybody fool you to disbelieve 24 hours a day you represent your brand. It's called You Incorporated. Y-O-U Incorporated. You are a brand, my friend. And you don't want the world learning you, thinking of you, perceiving you as a lazy person, sluggish, weak, don't really do a great job at what they do. They never go all out. He did okay, but it just seemed like he could have did better, No, it's unacceptable. This is the year of right now. You are important. You play a role in the miracle that you're expecting. Are you putting your best foot forward? Your effort is controllable by you. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, the final word is urgency. And this is the thing I must say I love this about myself. I do. That if I'm going to get involved in something, let's do it now. Somebody told me once upon a time, anything that you're going to do eventually, you need to do it immediately. He said, anything you was planning to do eventually, you should go ahead and do it immediately. So my point is this, urgency. Do you understand the power of N-O-W, now? When would now be a good time? See, successful people, we understand the value of time. We are very conscientious of time. We want it right now. Let's do it now. Let's call them now. Let's go there now. Let's make it happen now. Now, look, I understand that God is ultimately in control. Yes, I get that. But God loves it that successful people, which God created, all of us, He loves it when people have a reverence for time. He loves it when people respect the moment. They have a reverence for time. Let's get this done now. Let's make progress now. Let's start right now. Urgency. One of the things I can't stand is people who are in no hurry to get anything done. It's just whenever you finish, it'll be fine with me. Whenever we get to it is when we'll get to it. Well, if it's meant to be, it'll just openly happen. I cannot, I don't do well with those types of people. I am a purpose-driven man. Let's get this done. I'm always wanting to know how long will this take. I'm always wanting to be as efficient as I possibly can. Efficient means, what does that mean? It means that I value time. So I don't want to do this 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times because that's not efficient. How can we shoot one arrow and hit 3 birds at the same time? I want to encourage you to really have a stronger sense of urgency. And I'm going to give you something. It's going to be the last thing I'm going to leave you with today. And I believe this is the number one thing that prevents human beings from taking control of their lives. You ready? Number one thing that prevents human beings from taking control of their life. You ready? Here it is. You have to learn how to get leverage over yourself. You see, it's not enough for you to hear my voice and this call be a reminder of many things that maybe perhaps you already knew. That's not enough. Sometimes we know the right thing to do, the right thing to eat. We know what to do, but we just don't do it. And it's not always because we have bad habits or anything like that. Sometimes it's just flat out, you don't have enough leverage over you. What I have found at 45 years and lots of business experience and dealing with people all around the world, what I have found is that successful people that move with a sense of urgency, one of the things that they have, whether they're men or women, boy or girl, young or old, doesn't matter what their race is, it's a common thread. One of the things that they have that I've noticed, they have found a way to get leverage over themselves. What does that mean? Let me give you an example. Think of it this way. You know, you've been meaning to lose weight. You've been intending to lose weight for the longest time, and you've been eating bad and having a good time and doing, just doing whatever. And you've been saying you're gonna do it, but you just haven't found enough leverage to get yourself to consistently take action. Let me repeat what I just said. I'm using an example of food. Here you are in this example, this picture I'm painting. You've been intending to do better or to lose weight. But even though you intend to, for whatever rhyme or reason, you never consistently stick to your plan. For whatever the reason is. Okay? And what I'm telling you is that the reason why that happens is you don't have enough leverage. The one thing you have to get leverage over yourself. Now, all of a sudden, you go to the doctor for a routine checkup, and they tell you, oh my gosh, you're not healthy. You're not doing so well. And if you don't start taking better care of your health right now, you are on your way out of here. Now, all of a sudden, because you've gone to the doctor and they've given you a nice little scare, that scare goes in your brain, and it's now enough leverage to where you finally say, oh my God, I've got to do something right now or I'm gonna start dying. And what I'm telling you, you don't always have to wait for a doctor visit to get leverage. Leverage is something that you, my friend, you have to figure out how to get leverage over you. If I had more time, I would share with you some more personal examples of my own life. And again, without getting into the specific examples, what it means is this: the way you perceive whatever's going on in your life can work for your advantage or it can work to your disadvantage. Let me say that again. The way you perceive, I love what the late Kobe Bryant said. He said, one of the biggest mistakes of human beings is we think we have more time. Man, that hit me so hard, and it's so true. We think we have more time. Now, what I'm saying is this: to get leverage over yourself. You say, well, how do you do it? How do I get more leverage over me? It all comes down to the way how you perceive the situation. Listen to what the late Kobe Bryant said. If you think you got forever to get it done, then guess what? You don't have any leverage. There's no leverage to make you move, to make you do something right now. Let me give you a good one. Okay, there is a vision, there's a dream that God gave me, and I'm currently in the midst of it right now. I'm currently manifesting it as we speak. I'm going through the process even this very second. I'm in the thick of it right now, right? And listen, some people, now, I hear people close to me all the time saying, hey, when the time is right, I, the Lord, are going to make it happen. As, Isaiah 55, or, it's scripture, right? I hear people all the time telling me it's going to happen in God's time. It's going to happen in God's time. I mean, and honestly, look. I really appreciate my cabinet members in my team, and I know that their intention as well. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be on my team. And I'm thankful for their support, and I'm thankful for their reminders of letting me know that it is going to happen in God's time. And I'm going to be honest with you, that is true, okay? But let me also tell you what also is true. Everything happens in God's time. Everything. This phone call is happening in God's time, right? Everything happens in God's time. God is God. I can't do nothing to manipulate, control, speed up, slow down God, and neither can you, okay? So when they say that, although it's kind of reassuring, but not really, not for me at least. Because for me, and I know that their intention as well, I'm a successful person. I'm a man of purpose. I must move with purpose. If I'm going to do it, let's do it now. That's how God built me this way. I didn't make me this way. And I don't want to, I want to be careful with becoming sluggish. I want to be careful with thinking, oh, I've got forever to get it done. You got forever to get it done. Oh, you got forever. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because if I don't move with a sense of urgency, if I don't move with some, as the old folks would say, pep in my step, then all of a sudden, then it just doesn't matter when it gets done. And so what do I do? What do I do to keep leverage over myself? Well, this particular dream that I have, this particular vision, this particular manifestation, thankfully, I chose a dream that has that all of you have something to do with it. It's something that will affect everyone. It'll affect a lot of people in the world, a whole lot. And so what I do is I remind myself of all the people that are counting on me. Now, why do I do this? I'm just giving you an illustration example of how I get leverage over Romacio. How do I make me move? I remind myself that it's not just my children that are counting on me, but it's other children out there in the world. If I don't take up my space in this place called life, then I leave room for the enemy to produce a counterfeit. Let me say that again. Write that down. If I don't move with a sense of urgency to take up my space in this life, in other words, the book of Revelations talks about, God says, the gift that I've given you, I will make room in this world for your gift. But listen carefully what I'm saying. But if I don't take up my space, in other words, that gift that was given to me, if I don't do something with it, you know the slogan, you either use it or you lose it. So what's going to allow you, what's going to make you do something? And I'm telling you, the number one ingredient is you have got to find a way to get leverage over yourself. And what I do, I think of all the people that my dream is going to benefit. All these people are counting on me. I'm the one. Yes, I am the one that God chose. God could have chose anybody to bestow this dream on, but he chose me. I take it seriously. And what that does is that gives me a sense, that gives me leverage over me. What do I mean? It gives me leverage to make the tough phone calls. It gives me leverage to go back and check again and again and again. It gives me leverage, to get knocked down but get back up. It gives me leverage to try it again and again and again and again and again. It gives me leverage to make myself move. Are you getting the point that I'm saying to you? You have got to learn how to get leverage over you to make yourself move, to make yourself do it. Now, some of you, I know some people, man, I know some people. I know a person, man, this lady here, man, she is cold. She's a cold mama jamma in a good way. I know a lady that if she say a thing, it's a done deal. If she say it, it's a wrap. All she got to do is say it one time. Like, she that powerful. Like, all she has to do is say it. If she says she's going to do it, it's done. That's it. She ain't got to say it twice. She don't need no reminders. Like, you say, well, that's pretty cool. She's trained herself that her word means everything. If she say it, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. You ain't got to follow up. You ain't got to check on her. You ain't got to call again. You ain't got to do none of that, Frank. You ain't got to do none of that. It's a done deal. Okay? So what I'm saying is, see, but not everybody's like that. And this is why I'm telling you, most people, they have good intentions, but they just don't know how to get themselves to consistently move. And I'm telling you, the secret is you've got to find a way to get leverage over you. And the only way you can get leverage over you, it has to be based on your perceptions, based upon the way you see things. See, because if I try and, sell you or tell you should do it, your brain goes into, okay, he's trying to sell me. He's trying to tell me, and okay, yeah, I understand what he's saying. And he has a good point. Yeah, I see his point. Yeah, I do. But see, that's not enough to make you stick with it. But when you perceive and develop your own reasonings of why you're doing the thing, or why you got to do it, why this has, see, now you came up with it. There's an old saying, if I say it, they doubt it. But if you say it, it must be true. Once again, if I say it, they doubt it. But if you say it, it must be true. So you have to figure out a way to get leverage over yourself. And the way that you will be able to do that, it comes down to how you are perceiving what is happening to you, in you, and around you. Once again, in the words of the late Kobe Bryant, most people think that they have more time. That's such a powerful statement. They think that they have more time. That's why I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. But what if you don't have more time? See, and successful people that want to be massively successful at anything, no, let's do this now. Okay, let's do it right now. Let's go right now. Okay, all right. Let me put my glasses on. Let me get my shoes on. All right, let's sit down. I'm coming to the meeting. What time is the meeting? 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock it is. I'll see you at 5:59. 6 o'clock, we at the meeting. We having a discussion. We making a decision. Boom, 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 boom. We doing it right now. I want you to understand, as you are reflecting on whatever dream, whatever miracle that you're expecting, I need you to up your urgency. Urgency is very important, because urgency ties into your energy. It ties into your energy. I'm reminded of the 10 spies that came back and said, Lord, we can't do it. It's too big. It can't happen. But I'm also reminded of the 2 that came back and said, we're well able. We can do this right now. We can do this right now. We can do this right now. Woo! You had 12 people look at the same situation. 10 said, we're defeated. It can't happen. Oh, no, it can't happen. It can't happen. They got guards everywhere. We're outnumbered. They're too big. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It just can't happen. And 2 of them came back and said, no. We can do this right now. Right now. Why did I give you that example? Because I told you, it comes down to how you perceive the situation will determine how you respond to it. And what I'm trying to encourage you and share with you, there is nothing wrong with being the type of person who wants to get things done now. People like people who want to get stuff done now. People like people who are efficient with their time, with their energy. And so today's call, we talked about 3 things. Number 1, we talked about how important your energy is. You now have learned that life is energy. Energy. We've kind of dove into how important that is and how you should covet your energy. You should protect your energy. You should grow and strengthen your energy, both physically and spiritually. inclusive of nutrition, right? Then we went into my favorite. We talked about your effort. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you may not be too tall. You may not be his height or whatever. Or you may not have the credentials or whatever. But what you can control, as my grandfather said, he says, listen, son, I've been broke all my life. But when they assign a task to me, I'm going to do my very best. When my late father said, he said, son, he used to lay carpet. That's what he did. He was a flooring contractor. He said, when we lay the carpet, it's a little bit better than everybody else. See, that's pride. That's right. And that's why those of you that know me, those of you that have followed me for years and years and years, and any venture, anything you've ever seen me in part of, you've seen me go straight to the top. Because I have pride. I have pride. I have pride in my effort. For my effort is the only thing I can control. I can't control the outcome, but if it has anything to do with effort, oh, I won. Give me the trophy last week. Right? And then number 3, finally, we've talked about urgency. People know, don't call me if you don't want it done now. Don't mess around calling me, talking about you want to talk about your plans and I just want to brainstorm with you. No, call me when you're ready to make a decision, Frank. Call me when you're ready to find somebody that can get it done. That's when you call me. Or don't call me. Leave me with my feet in the sand, with my fishing pole in my hand. Leave me alone until you're ready. Because if you're coming down my street, if you're coming down my block, we're going to move with some urgency. We're going to get that thing done. We're going to move with some pace. That's right. That's what we're going to do. So today I want to leave you with something that's very, very dear to me. Whenever I think about anything I'm involved in, including the current things I'm involved in now, I always brought great energy to the world. I always brought great energy to the people. Great energy. That means a great perspective, a healthy disposition, confidence, humility. I brought great energy because life is what? Energy. Number 2, when I think of my life and anything I've been involved in, including what I'm involved in now, I always over-deliver. It's one of my mottos that I live by. I always over-deliver. I always give more. I always make more deposits than I do withdrawals. I always over-deliver because my effort is something that I can control. And if my name is gonna, if my reputation is gonna precede me, it's gonna be because his effort. He always is gonna give you 150%. I always do that. And lastly, anything I'm ever involved in, ladies and gentlemen, I always move with a sense of urgency. Hence, God came to me at the beginning of the year, and he said to me, right now, this is the year of right now. And I remember taking my time to pray, taking my time to closely ask God to confirm it for me. And sure enough, he did. He confirmed it for me several times. The year of right now. And I said, okay, Lord, I will go forward and I will let everyone know that this is the year of right now. Now, how interesting is it that here I just told you a story of a young boy who always had a tremendous amount of energy. He always moved with a tremendous sense of urgency, and he always put forth his best effort in anything that he was to do, that God would bestow upon me that this is the year of right now. I don't think that's by luck. I think that God knows who to tap on. I think God knows who to give what to. And for some reason, he gave me a word, 2 words to give to you, that this is the year of right now. I want you to re-listen to this call and figure out what is it from this call that you can apply to your life right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the California Kid. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day. Happy Mother's Day once again.